It's that time of the day where we like to say it's Game Week predictions time. It's Game Week 12. Without no further ado, let's look and see how we did last week. Oh my god, it's happened again. We've won the episode. Hiccup 16, Diversity 10. What a week. For today's guest, I decided to go with a subscriber by the name of Luke. So if you want to be in one of these future episodes, then make sure to click that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 by the new year. You know what to do. Let's get into the first game. For the first game of Game Week 12, we go over to the Ebb Stadium, the Hampshire Derby. It's Aldershot at home to Eastleigh. In their 9 meetings at the Ebb Stadium between these two teams, it is 8 wins for Eastleigh and 1 for the Shots. Oh dear. Last time out, Aldershot faced Wealdstone. We ended up losing 2-1 in a very convincing win for the Stones. We were poor. They worked us off the field the second half. That's probably one of our worst performances of the season so far. We go 1-0 up with a beautiful Frank Vincent goal, an absolute screamer. But they managed to get back into the game second half. They had so much of the ball, we barely touched it. And fair play Wealdstone. Eastleigh are coming off the back of a 1-1 draw against Gateshead away at Gateshead. Eastleigh have 1 win in their last 6 games, but 4 points in the last 2 games. So, they're looking good going into this game. Well, not really, but... My score prediction for this match, I'm always going to back the boys regardless of what is going on. I'm going Aldershot 2, Eastleigh 1. We're finally going to beat Eastleigh at home again, and it's going to be beautiful. Luke, what are you saying?
Hello everyone, so Hiccup has asked me to predict match day 13 of the Vanarama National League fixtures, and hopefully I get most of them all right, and of course beat him, of course. So we'll begin with the first one, which is Aldershot versus Eastleigh. So Aldershot are currently with 3 wins and 0 draws, 8 losses, and currently sat in 20th position, while Eastleigh have 4 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses. So I'm going to personally predict this, going for a 2-1 to Eastleigh. Sorry, Hiccup.
Next up, we have Barnet versus Maidstone. Barnet coming off the back of a 5-0 battering by York. Leno John Lewis masterclass. They were playing the whole of the second half with 10 men. After Collins, Buddy got a second yellow card. What a prat. One interesting thing to note going into this match is in their last 2 games, Barnet have conceded 10 goals. That's double digits, man. Maidstone lost 3-1 away at Boreham Wood. It was an unbelievable performance from the home side. Rory Deacon put them 1-0 up in the 30th minute and got sent off in the 91st. Second yellow card. What a prat. In the last 5 games, both teams have only managed to pick up 1 point. So it's a very terrible record for both teams going into this. So, based on that, it's going to be a boring one, but it won't be. Barnet's home record is better than Maidstone's away record by 5 points, so I'm back in the home side. It's 2-1 to the Bees. Luke, do you agree?
Next game is Barnet versus Maidstone United. The host Barnet are with 4 wins, 2 losses, and 5 draws, and currently sit 13th in the National League, while the visitors Maidstone United are currently with 3 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses, and currently sat in 18th position. So that's why I'm going to go for a score prediction of 2-0 to Barnet.
Following on from that, we have a London derby. We have the battle of the Tin Pot grounds. It's Boreham Wood at home versus Bromley. Boreham Wood extended their unbeaten run to 8 games after beating Maidstone 3-1 on the BT Sport cameras. Goals from Williams, Broadbent and Nduluvu meant that they managed to get the 3 goals and get over the line. Bromley choked right at the end versus Solihull Moors. They were 2-0 up right until the 94th minute, where Josh Kelly bagged himself a goal, and in the 98th, Alex Reid, bang, back of the net. It's 2-2. Although they did end up drawing, Bromley are still unbeaten now in 3 games. So both teams looking good going into this match. However, Boreham Wood are looking slightly better, seeing as their unbeaten run stretches all the way back to 8 games. The last team to beat them, I've said it so many times and I'll say it again because it was bloody beautiful, is Aldershot Town. Boreham Wood just won at home and Bromley always lose away. So I'm going to be back in the home side. It's going to be Boreham Wood 2, Bromley 1. Luke, explain yourself.
So the next match is Bromley versus Boreham Wood, and the host Bromley have currently got 6 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses, and currently sat 5th in the National League. And the visitors Boreham Wood have currently got 6 wins, 4 draws and 1 loss, and currently sit in 4th position in the National League. So that's why I'm going to be going for a score prediction of 1-1 to both sides.
Next up, we have Chesterfield versus Dagenham Redbridge, and surprisingly, both teams are coming off the back of a loss. Chesterfield lost their last game to Maidenhead. They were at home Went 2-0 down to Maidenhead. Oh dear. Tyrone Williams did get a late goal back, but unfortunately it was not enough for Chesterfield to get any points out of the game, and they were dealt their first loss of the season. Dagenham and Redbridge just got handed a new one by Dorking, losing 5-1. Oh my god, they're abysmal. Dorking were going to keep a clean sheet, but Dan Lincoln ended up feeling bad. So late on, he scored an own goal. One thing to note from this game though is the man that scored a hat-trick against Barnet, Josh Walker, ended up getting a red card for a second yellow. What a prat. One really interesting thing to look at is in Dagenham and Redbridge's last 6 matches, there's been a minimum of 5 goals. Bloody hell, they leak and score in those 6 matches. They've scored 15 and conceded 20. Bloody hell. Based on that, I'm banking on another game with at least 5 goals. I'm going Chesterfield 3, Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Junior Marias and Joe Quigley to be amongst the goals. Luke, over to you.
So the next match is Chesterfield versus Dagenham and Redbridge. So the hosts, Chesterfield, have currently got 7 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss, and they currently sit 3rd in the National League, while the visitors, Dagenham and Redbridge, have 4 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses, and they currently sit 15th in the National League. So that's why I'm going to be going for a 4-0 Chesterfield win.
Next up, we have Dorking versus Yeovil, and Dorking just absolutely decimated Dagenham and Redbridge. 2 goals for James McShane, Ryan Seeger getting back in amongst the goals. What a beautiful sight to see. Yeovil, unsurprisingly, lost 1-0 to Southend, meaning that they have still only got 1 game this season where they have won. I can't speak properly. Dorking are at home again. They'll make absolute light work of Yeovil. James McShane will get his 11th and 12th goals of the season. What a player. 3-0 Dorking. Luke, what are you thinking?
Dorking Wanderers versus Yeovil Town. So the host Dorking Wanderers have currently got 5 wins, 1 loss and 5 draws, and they currently sit 10th place in the National League, while the visitors Yeovil Town, 1 win, 6 draws and 4 losses, currently sit in 19th position in the National League. So that's why I'm going to be going for a score prediction of 3-0 to Dorking Wanderers.
Next up, we have Halifax versus York, and the Showmen just got absolutely trounced 4-0 by Woking. That means in their last 3 matches, they've lost all of them, and they've conceded 10 goals. They're looking poor. York just absolutely battered Barnet 5-0. It's an absolute masterclass from the shop, Lennell John Lewis. What a player he's turning out to be at the National League level. And York have only lost 1 of their last 7 matches, 1 point outside the playoffs, so surely they should be winning this. Personally, I think this is going to be a very convincing 3 points for York, and that is why my score prediction is Halifax 0, York 2. Luke, it's your go.
FC Halifax Town versus York City in a Yorkshire derby. The hosts, FC Halifax Town, have 2 wins, 2 draws and 7 losses, and they currently sit 24th position in the National League, so rock bottom. And the visitors, York City, have 5 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses, and they currently sit in 10th position. So that's why I'm going to be going for a score prediction of 3-1 to York.
Next up, we have Gateshead versus Altrincham, and Gateshead in their last game just drew 1-0 to Eastleigh at the IKEA Stadium. Dan Jarvis with the goal. Alty returned to losing ways after being defeated 3-1 by Notts County, aka Macaulay Langstaff, after he bagged himself a hat-trick. He's unstoppable. Gateshead love their draws and Altrincham don't like getting points, but Altrincham are going to get another point in this game. It's just plain simple and easy. The IKEA Stadium will be living up to its name. It's going to be Gateshead 1, Altrincham 1. Luke, the Gateshead fan, how are your team doing today?
My team Gateshead versus Altrincham. Now the hosts Gateshead are currently with 2 wins, 5 draws and 4 losses, and they currently sit in 16th position, while the visitors Altrincham have 1 win, 5 draws and 5 losses, and currently sit 23rd. Now that's why I'm going to be predicting this as a 2-1 win to Gateshead.
Next up, we have a beautiful fixture. It's Notts County at home to Wrexham, 1st versus 2nd. Can Notts County win this game and go top of the league? There's battles galore, as I just said. 1st versus 2nd. Macaulay Langstaff versus Paul Mullen. It's England versus Wales. Who will come out on top? On recent form, Wrexham have been slightly better, seeing as Notts County lost to Dorking 3-1. Wrexham are unbelievable, but so are Notts County. Wrexham are coming off the back of a 96th minute winner against Oldham at Boundary Park. Paul Mullen from the spot sends his team into victory. Absolute limbs in the away end. Wrexham came behind from a 1-0 loss to turn it around to a 2-1 victory. 85th minute by Tozan, I just said. Paul Mullen from the penalty spot sends sends the away end wild. Notts County are coming off the back of a 3-1 victory over Altrincham. Macaulay Langstaff bagged himself a hat-trick and he's running away with the Golden Boot race. My score prediction for this match, I think that there is too much for these teams to lose and they'll play out for a draw. It's going to be Notts County 2, Wrexham 2. Luke, are you backing a win or not?
Notts County versus Wrexham, probably one of the biggest fixtures on this list. So the hosts, Notts County, have 7 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss, and they currently sit second place in the National League, while the visitors, Wrexham, 8 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss, and currently sit top of the National League. So that's why I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Now, this is an interesting one. We have Oldham versus Scunthorpe. Both teams are facing off, the teams that got relegated from the Football League last season. Be interesting to see how they do. Oldham normally tend to do better in this fixture, and that is why I will end up backing them. And here's why. Unsworth has had a good start to life as the Oldham boss. They did end up losing 2-1 to Wrexham, but considering the 96th minute to lose, leading for the majority of the game, that is something you should be proud of. Scunny just drew 1-1 to Torquay after going 1-0 down inside 4 minutes. They managed to get themselves a point. Now that is 3 draws and a win in the last 4 games. In Oldham's last 5 games, they're on 4 losses and 1 win, meaning they're not looking very good going into this game, but they've got to turn it around at some point, and today is the day. I'm backing Oldham to narrowly edge this victory at Goodison Park. No, at Boundary Park. It is going to be Oldham 1, Scunthorpe 0. Luke, what are you saying, pal?
So the next game is Oldham versus Scunthorpe United, and the home side, Oldham Athletic, have 3 wins, 2 draws and 6 losses, while they'll currently sit 17th in the National League, while the visitors, Scunthorpe United, have 2 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses, and currently sit in 23rd position. So that's why I'm going to be going for a 1-0 win to Oldham.
In the next game, we have Solihull Moors at home to Wealdstone, and Solihull Moors managed to scrape themselves a draw right at the death. Josh Kelly managed to bag himself a goal in the 94th minute, and Alex Reid in the 98th. Bloody hell, they left it late, but all that matters is they got the point. Wealdstone went 1-0 down to a Frank Vincent screamer at the air, but then they managed to turn the tides. They turned the game around and they absolutely battered us. Fair play, Wealdstone. They got themselves a 2-1 victory and came home with the 3 points. As I normally seem to mention, Solihull have such a good firepower going forwards. Josh Kelly, Andrew Dallas, Joe Sabara, to name a few. They haven't really been getting on the score sheet much as of late, but I think they'll be bagging in this fixture. Solihull at home this season have 10 points, and away from home this season, Wealdstone also have 10 points. So this is going to be a good one. When you don't know what to do, you've got to go with your gut, and that is why I'm going to be backing the home side. I'm going to be going Solihull Moors 2, Wealdstone 1. Luke, it's your turn, my mate.
So the next match is Solihull Moors versus Wealdstone. Now the home side, Solihull Moors, have 5 wins, 4 draws and 2 losses, and they currently sit in the 6th position in the National League, while the visitors in Wealdstone have 5 wins, 4 draws and 2 losses, and they currently sit in 8th position. So that's why I'll be going for a score prediction of 3-2 to Solihull Moors.
In the next game, we have Southend at home at Roots Hall versus the Woking. Boo! Southend managed to bag themselves a nice 1-0 victory over Yeovil. Jake Hyde put his side 1-0 up. Yeovil went down to 10 men, making it 7 points from 3 games for Southend. They face an informed Woking team that have just absolutely battered Halifax 4-0. Grego Cox at the double. He is scoring for fun this season, making it back-to-back wins for the Cards. Southend at home have managed to pick up 10 points, and away from home, Woking have only managed to pick up 7. So I'm going to be backing the home side. As I previously mentioned, I never like to back Woking, but I will never be backing Woking in this fixture anyway. Southend, you're getting the 3 points. A score prediction is going to be Southend 2, Woking 1. It's going to be a very tight game with an informed Woking and Southend on form as well, but I think Southend will edge it. Luke, what do you think, mate?
Southend versus Woking. Now the home side, Southend, have currently got 4 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses, and currently sit in 11th, while the visitors, Woking, currently have 6 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses, and currently sit in 7th. So that's why I'm going to be going for a score prediction of 2-0 to Woking.
And in the last game of Game Week 12, we have Torquay at home to Maidenhead. Torquay coming off the back of a 1-0 draw against Scunthorpe. Sculthorpe. Daniel Martin put them 1-0 up. Inside 4 minutes, they were looking good, but unfortunately for them, Alfie Beeston levelled the scoring, and they drew 1-1. Maidenhead, oh my god, they managed to give Chesterfield their first loss of the season. Maidenhead went 2-0 up thanks to goals from Kobe Arthur and Nathaniel George. What absolute ballers. Surely you could have backed them going into this game, right? That means Maidenhead have 2 wins in their last 3 matches, and those 2 wins are against 2 very good sides in Woking and Chesterfield, so I'm backing them to win this game. Every time I back Maidenhead, they never do well, but today, surely they've got to. They're going up against a very poor Torquay side. So my score prediction is going to be Torquay 0, Maidenhead 2. Kobe Arthur to score again, because we share the same name. What a baller, by the way.
So the last fixture of game week 13 of the Vanarama National League is Torquay versus Maidenhead United. And so the home side, Torquay United, have 2 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses, currently sitting 22nd in the National League, while the visitors, Maidenhead United, have 4 wins, 1 draw and 6 losses. That's why I'm going to be going for a 1-1 draw.
I'd like to thank you all very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to go and hit that subscribe button down below. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the new year. Before the end of the new year? Before the new year. Can't even get my words out anymore. It's absolutely poor. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves another victory. We are bloody getting points for fun, it seems. So long may that continue. Thank you to Luke for coming on as well. I bloody hope that you don't get more points than me, because that would be sad. But until next time, I'll see you beautiful people later. Let's go! Ba, 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 ba.